uSports Central, welcome back. Adam Deal, Charles Ashley III, and now joining us, head coach of the Cibola Cougars. Cruising through their season so far. Lori Mabry, thank you for joining us. The first thing we want to jump right into here on 3 and Out, where we discuss topics, is your Cougars and your players. And the first one I want to talk about is outstanding freshman Amaya Brown. How fortunate for you and how fortunate for this Cougars program, right?
Yeah, right. We're very fortunate to have Amaya. She's an incredible athlete. She is the real deal. She's dynamic to watch on the offensive end. As good as she is offensively, she's one heck of a defender. Great kid to coach.
And then you've got, it doesn't stop there, okay? You've got another Brown at the point guard. You've got inside depth Christian Dearth. Talk about that.
I think our starting five is a really solid starting five. At the point guard position, we start Caviana Brown, and she's fast as lightning. She has really fast hands. Another incredible defender. At the 3 guard, we start Dimitri Fong, who's kind of our unsung blue-collar type worker. At the 4, we start 5'11" sophomore Corbin Cunningham, who's averaging a double-double.
That's right. I didn't even bring up Cunningham. It's ridiculous.
And then inside at the 5, we start 6'3" Kristen Dearth, who's the only senior in that lineup. And she's signed at Seattle U, and she's got a great future ahead of her.
Awesome. How do you keep such a young team focused? Young, talented, but focused, because young kids are stressful sometimes.
Yeah, probably because our coaching staff's a little bit mean. No, we have real high expectations. We coach them just as hard in practice as we do when we're on the sidelines. We set the tone early, and we've been fortunate. We've had a really good program for several years, so it kind of is feeding itself a little bit. And these young kids have played a lot of basketball. They're not new to the basketball game.
My question, I'm a defensive guy. I love good defenders.
Oh,
and you brought up Fong. She did an outstanding job shutting down Romano in that La Cueva game. And I know it's team defense, but she was designated defender on Romano. How big is it having such a talented defender that helps out this type of team?
Yeah, well, Dimitri is a stud in soccer. She's a soccer goalie, and so she's always kind of had that movement, that lateral movement. She doesn't mind taking on the tough defensive assignments. She's only a junior, and a year ago she was playing inside for us at the 4. She stepped out to the 3 to a shooting guard spot this year. Dimitri, I trust her. I trust her defense, and so she draws a lot of those really hard defensive assignments.
That's definitely it's not a secret weapon, but such a good tool to have when you're playing teams with knockdown shooters or really good ball handlers. It helps open up defense, I think, and where you can do a lot more help side because you don't have to worry about that one person going off for 30 points.
Sure. And Romano's really good. I mean, we don't really try to limit her scoring. We just try to make every shot she takes a very difficult shot, and it's a well-guarded shot. And like I said, Dimitri, she steps up to that time and time again. Every time we play somebody, she usually gets the toughest perimeter player to guard. And so that's kind of her role on our team, and her role is just as important as the kid that's got the role to score the basketball.
I agree.
Talking with Lori Mabry, head coach of the Cibola Cougars, right here on uSports Central. Lori, obviously your goal is a state championship. I mean, you know you have that kind of team. You've got the Clovis Wildcats that are kind of hanging over your head a little bit right now. How is it, or what do you do to keep your team focused on just the next game and not jumping ahead to maybe a potential matchup with Clovis, hopefully for you in the future?
Well, as young as this group of girls is, there's a whole lot that we can still get better at. So we're working on our weaknesses every day, and that probably helps with our focus. We turn the ball over too much on the offensive end, and a lot of our turnovers are unforced errors, us just going too fast and not making good decisions. Our defense can always get better than it is. We're working on extending our defense and maybe throwing some traps in there. So we've got a lot of growth areas. So we just kind of focus on our growth areas, and that's kind of how we maintain focus.
So in this district, Volcano's traditionally been a powerhouse. Santa Fe joined the district. They're pretty good. I think they're sitting at 14-5, 2-0 right now in district.
State
and
champ.
It's always tough going up to Santa Fe, no matter what sport it is. I know you have your girls not trying to look too far ahead, but tell us about your district, what you need to watch for, and things that you're hoping to accomplish.
Well, we take our district one game at a time, and we've had a great run in the front part of our season, but really for seeding purposes, we need to have a real good run in this second half of our season. So we prepare for each and every team as they pop up on our schedule. A lot of the teams in our district tend to play us the same way because we play good half-court man defense. They kind of run a deliberate offense and spread us out a little bit. So fortunately, we can kind of work on them all at the same time because they all are kind of game planning the same way against us.
Got to be a luxury.
Lori, talk about, listen, I mean, last year you guys didn't get as far as you wanted to go in the state tournament, obviously, and then you see your rival, Volcano Vista, go ahead and get it done and get that state championship. So talk about that as you go into that rivalry and what that rivalry really is right now. Not a lot of people know how big this rivalry has developed into, Siebel and Volcano Vista.
Well, that rivalry is huge, and it's really huge because they're well coached and they have good basketball teams, and their program's well established as well. And they've won state 2 times, and it was really a bitter pill to swallow that we beat them 5 times last year. And
out of control.
Yeah, came up short, and then they end up winning the whole thing. It was heartbreaking for our team and for our program. And then having Caviana transfer out of their school and into ours has really intensified that
Sure.
rivalry. So tensions were definitely high the other night for sure.
Well, you can use that as not motivation. Motivation should be you just want to win. But you're right. You build your resume up so you can get a good spot in a tournament, which enables you to potentially get there and win the whole thing. The younger girls don't know this, but talk about how big having a senior like Dirth in the middle has been for your team because they're a young team.
Well, Kristen Dirth, she really didn't play well in the Volcano game, and she sat probably more minutes that game than she's ever sat in 4 years for me. And whether or not she scores, her presence at 6'3" defensively changes all kinds of shots. So we have to have her on the floor for defensive purposes. She's been through the fire with us several years running now. So when you become a senior, it becomes more important. Those kids understand that the season is a lot shorter than a freshman understands. Season tends to get long for 9th grade and 10th grade girls, where seniors recognize that we're already in district and we're going to blink and we're going to be in the district tournament, and then we're going to blink again and we're going to be in the state tournament, and they only get one shot at it. And I've only got 2 seniors.
We really appreciate it. Time goes fast here. Good luck and congratulations on your great start to the season. Good luck as district goes on into the state championship.
Thank you. I
really
appreciate it.
it.
Thanks for having us.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Head
Thank
coach
you.
of the Cibola Cougars will be back here to talk more 3 and Out when you return. It's uSports Central on
I'm
a
a wave
Tuesday.
too.